What is going on, guys? So in tonight's video, I want to just do a quick check-in of the Pixel 7 Pro that I recently picked up. It's been a few days now, and I want to just report back on my findings, not as a professional review, but more like an everyday average Joe type of review, or like an average dad, chasing around the toddlers type of video, where I miss Android. I miss Android. I want to talk about it. So let's go ahead. Now, in terms of size, I thought I'll have trouble just like managing it as an everyday carry, especially when you're out and about and you want to take out the phone quickly and take a picture of whatever. For me, I'm always taking pictures of the girls, and it's been doable. It's been right now what I'm using. The setup is a Spigen Thin Fit case with the rubberized grip, and a sync wire magnet, or a sync wire magnetized key ring or ring, right? So I think a ring is a must for the Pixel 7 Pro, and it's been working for me. I thought I'll have some trouble getting used to it, but so far it's okay. But it's only okay until you get back to using your Pixel or your iPhone 13. So when I use my iPhone 13, I think, wow, this is the best size. I had no trouble with it. It's sturdy, it's durable. But one key thing, in order to go ahead and activate the camera really quickly and not miss a shot, I'm able to go ahead and double tap on the power button to go ahead and activate the camera. So as right now, activating the camera really quickly. Meanwhile, for me, I have to, even though you could go ahead and take out the iPhone, swipe left, or the shortcut button right there on the bottom, you still have to wait until the phone actually, the screen actually lights up, right? It actually activates. And from there, it's kind of like a two-step process. And since then, I've been kind of missing pictures. And sometimes, no matter how fluid iPhone is, there are some times when it does take a while for the iPhone camera to go ahead and load up, or sometimes it freezes as well. Now, in this topic, I want to talk about spam control. Now, having the Google Pixel 2 back in the days with the screen calling, that was something I dearly missed when switching over to the iPhone operating system. Now, having this Pixel 7 Pro, it was a welcome change, welcome back. It felt like home. I have had no spam calls within this 2 weeks, besides the first one I had immediately when I swapped over the Pixel, and that's when the call screening feature came on. That is something that is, in some aspects, priceless, right? Depending on how much robocalls you get throughout the day. All right, so what we're going to do right now is try the speech to text on each operating system. I will go ahead and zoom in and start the test right now. Period. New paragraph. So here I am trying to speak as clear as possible, but basically prior to iOS 16, the speech to text on Apple operating systems were not great at all. Now, the thing is, with the new update, it's supposed to go ahead and add punctuations and then basically start a new sentence if it senses that you're at the end of whatever you're trying to say. And then also it adds exclamation points, etc. But the thing is, back in the Pixel 2 days, I already had this type of fluid transcriptions from whenever you're talking, and it's been one of the key features I missed. And now we're going to go ahead and see if it's the same or if Apple iOS caught up, because that's the most interesting part for me, because Apple actually, in my opinion, does a pretty good job. It does a significantly better job compared to its previous iOS 15 update. Now, next, I want to talk about one of the main key features of the Pixel 7 Pro, and that is the camera itself. Now, that is one of the main reasons why I went for the Pixel 7 Pro and why I picked it up. I was getting a little bit of blurry pictures especially now that the girls are at toddler ages and they're quicker, much quicker. So I've been getting a lot of missed moments. It's not really Apple's fault, per se, but having owned the Pixel 7 Pro, I've gotten less blurry pictures, and even if they're blurry, I feel like the AI the unblur feature will go ahead and fix it up just a bit, touch it up. However, it leaves a lot to be desired in terms of it's not going to work all the time. It's more of a gimmick right now than not. However, the magic eraser, that's where it's at. I don't think Google advertised it as well as the Samsung 20 days, S20 Ultra days, where they touted this Space Zoom 100x, which is very gimmicky, but that zoom was very impressive. 100 times, that was kind of like stretching it, but 30 times here is very, very, very impressive. And I didn't expect the zoom to be that impressive until I used it. For the Pixel 13, you kind of work it as a prime lens. You have to go up and close and maybe capture it. Maybe you're too far, too much in the background. You want to zoom, but it's software zoom and it's very grainy. So with this one, with the Pixel, you have 2 times optical and 5 times optical. So no matter what settings you do, it's very nice to not have to rush up and take a picture. And from there, the 30 times zoom is very impressive as well. When it comes to night mode and night shot, that's where the Pixel 7 Pro shines, I think. And I was really blown away by the fact, especially if the night mode works when you have the zoom function as well. There's one time where I was taking a look and then there's a CX5 right in front of me with the signature Soul Red Mazda color. And I zoomed in, I took a photo. It was amazing. It blew my mind. That compared to a night shot that I took of my car side by side, I felt like the iPhone might be a little bit brighter, but it was less detail. Excuse my explanation of it. It might not be too technical, but that's how I feel about it. And when it comes down to video, however, the Pixel Mini, the iPhone Mini is still king in my opinion. It's still the phone that I will go ahead and pick if I were to go ahead and do an impromptu shoot or a car review, and the phone that I will be working with my gimbal. This is a phone basically because of the size, basically because of the 4K footage. You don't even have to go for the Pro version of the iPhone. It works really, really well, and that's been the case for the past 2 years. When it comes to low lighting, compared to even the iPhone, not even the newest and greatest 14, because I don't have that with me, I think it still lags behind in terms of video quality, especially in low light compared to the 13 mini. I think I've touched up on basically everything that I like about the cameras. Macro mode is cool. Macro is cool for sure, but I don't see myself using it as much. It's nice to kind of get closer pictures of I did a review of the Spigen, and I was trying to get Airframe Pro, the air cushion technology on the side. I couldn't get it with even my mirrorless camera. So now lastly, I really want to touch up on shutter lag. I've had multiple Samsung phones, and it really suffered from shutter lag, or shutter. When you press the capture button, there's a moment's delay, and from there your picture or the moment is missed. I find it was not the issue with the Pixel 2 at all, and it was not the issue with the Apple iPhones as well. So iPhone, I think in my opinion, has come a long way. And when I did the test side by side, actually, the Mini actually snapped, or it actually was a little bit quicker than the Pixel 7. So I'm not sure if it's because the Pixel 7 needed a little bit of time to go ahead and edit for each photo to give it the pixel tweak. But when we do photos and portraits, the Google Pixel is much faster. You can see the iPhone is still working on it after each photo. I love this Kinu vent mount right here. This is my bread and butter, my tried and true vent mount for the car. In the Golf R, it's just perfect. S20 days is perfect as well, because this is the only one that held a phone like this secure. Now the thing is, with this one, in order to clip this on, it won't be symmetrical, so the weight distribution is going to be different, meaning in order to not have this and the vent mount clip on and touch the volume rocker, you have to go ahead and kind of just push it to the side like so, right? And from there, it doesn't distribute the weight as well. All right, so then from there, when you're vertical, it does go ahead and get really flimsy because all the weight is on the top, especially with the camera bar up top. Lastly, I want to really talk about the Manfrotto clip right here that I use with the selfie stick with the tripod. This one doesn't work as well because you also have to do the same thing as a vent mount from here. That in itself and how it's not distributed proportionally doesn't give me the confidence to use this phone with a selfie stick. Now, in conclusion, why did I pick up this Pixel 7 Pro, especially if I'm so heavily invested in the Apple ecosystem like I've been mentioning all video? Well, this is a flagship phone for $899 versus, and I'm going to keep bringing it up, I can't believe I spent $1,500 on the S20 Ultra. And the fact that this is $899, you could even argue the base Pixel 7 at $599 is an even better deal, especially if you don't need the macro mode, the zoom, the bigger screen. But for me personally, the zoom comes in so handy, especially for us. I've been capturing moments that I probably would have missed on the Mini itself. You capture the moments, lifetime memories from here, but is it that much better than the Pixel than the Mini 13 Mini? I'm sorry. I still have to decide. Now, from here, I am hoping this was informative of all the points I made, and I will thank you guys for watching, sticking with me for this long, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Take care.